Welcome to Gracefully Imperfect, a podcast for the all-encompassing Black man, the professional, the entrepreneur, the student, the family man, the father, and the everyday survivor. I'm your host, Semantic 7. And on this journey together, we will discuss all things related to fatherhood and parenting, morality and ethics, striving to become mentally healthy, our role within our households and our family, health and fitness, and I dare not to forget, there will be a lot of sharing of our personal developmental stories that have shaped us to who we are today. So let's go on this journey together and center our consciousness, relax our mind. Off we go to the depths below.
Experience because I needed to share the background, to share the context, to share the inspiration that went into it, the ups and the downs.
Absolutely.
And by the end of it, it was about an hour, 20 minutes, give or take. By the end of it, I felt so relieved. I felt more confident. I felt more I felt liberated. That's the better word. I felt liberated at the end of that.
Okay. That's dope, bro. I really enjoyed it, man. It gave me more, background on what you were actually inspired by initially. Like, of course, I know your mother is a writer and everything, and I know you're a writer, but that was the first time I heard you talk that in depth about her actual inspiration on your writing. So I thought that was pretty dope, man. It was very vulnerable for you to dive in the way that you did, but I'm grateful for that, man, because it's just another layer of you that I got a chance to know. So that was beautiful, bro.
I appreciate that, man. Gratitude.
Yeah, absolutely. So I purchased the book, The Depths Below. I'm waiting for it to get here, bro. But I would like for you to tell me about it, man. Tell me about that experience, about you creating The Depths Below, background into that, the inspiration, and tell me how it feels to finally have your art out there into the world.
Yeah. So first off, did you get the print or you got the ebook?
No, I got the print.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Either one.
I didn't even think about the ebook, honestly. I got the print. I'm just waiting for it to get here.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm glad you told me that because I actually got to talk to my publisher. So I'm gonna make sure that all of the pre-orders and everything that's going on now, I'm making sure that it's smooth sailing. Last time I talked to her was doing the live. After the live, she was like, that was great.
Okay.
That was great. So we'll follow her, man. We'll make sure we get on the back channel, man, about when you're gonna get that. But as far as the project, man, first off, I'm grateful, man.
Yeah.
I know you hear me say that a lot. I'm extremely grateful that I was able to find the courage, find the resilience, find the strength to finally, after all these years of suppressing my creative to put it into a packaged product and send it out to the world. But the experience for that, so The Depths Below was really never The Depths Below. Mm-hmm. It started off. Can you hear me, brother?
Yeah, I can hear you, bro.
Yeah, so it started off me finding the love of poetry again. And that took place where I always distant from it being in the military.
Word.
I will write once or twice in a year. You know, in a good year, I may have written 4 or 5.
Yeah, you were so consumed by a whole different lifestyle, man. You really didn't have the time to invest into it. I went through it too, bro. So that resonates with me. I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah, so the fact that you resonate, you know how it feels to know that you have a talent in something, but you don't tap into it.
Yeah, it's in the tuck, man. And you know what? Bro, it was in the tuck for so long that it created this insecurity about it. Because once I got into like my adulthood, like out of high school, been in college, and then in that space and in the military, I was like, I don't even know how to express this side of myself because it doesn't correlate with my my current way of life. Just the way I was living, it wasn't aligned with my art and my creativity. So for so many years, I just like pushed it off, man. And when it was an amazing journey when I finally was able to embrace it, and I was removed from those other things that I had going on. So that was dope. But man, I just remember what that felt like. How was that? What did that feel like for you, man? When you couldn't like?
Yeah. So you're describing. You're kind of spot on how it felt for me, man. Because I was so lost into my individual pursuits, my ambitions, my goal-oriented plans that it never really dawned on me that poetry was one of my first loves. It never really dawned on me. Every now and then I find myself grabbing a notebook or opening up my notes app on my phone and I'll write a little something. But there was really no strong attachment to it. Mm-hmm. And so, like you said, going through that periods of just a bunch of distractions, a bunch of different things pulling your attentions and pulling your energy and your exertions and all that, it almost becomes, you get so consumed that you don't even know what is yours, or what should be yours, or what you should be owning, or where you should be, exerting all your energy and harnessing this power that you have. And so, I'll tell you this: when I found my love of poetry, it came. The byproduct of that was me going through therapy.
Word.
Literally, man, I was doing these stream of conscious activities every single day, about 10-15 minutes. I'll be in a dark room, put my phone on do not disturb, doors locked. I'm doing it when everybody's probably asleep. There's no one that can come in the room. And I'm just 10-15 minutes and I'm just writing the first things that are circulating in my mind. And it didn't make any sense. There weren't in sentence structure. There was no form.
It ain't supposed to be organized though, bro. It's just like your ideas just flowing.
I'll give you an example. On one of my pages, it could say depression, and then it could say pain, hurts, sadness, don't want to die, and things like that. Like it's just immediate things that are just creating so much stress and tension in my mind, and I'll just put it out there. And so what I started doing was, shout out to being mindful and doing mindful meditation. Once that started, I started to really conceptualize what being mindful was all about. Now that's a 24/7 thing. It's not just that I'm going through a situation or an event. Let me tap in to mindfulness. I started looking at this writing and saying, what else can I do?
Yeah.
And so that's when I started to say, well, I could take my stream of conscious writing activities and I can pick something from it and I can expound. And that's what I did. And that's when I wrote my first piece of poetry in years. It was like June of 2020. And I was like, I love this. It was like I had
Yeah.
a euphoric moment, man.
Yeah.
It was like the heavens, the clouds parted, the sun was beaming on me, and that's what happened, man. So
Yeah.
the depths below was created by accident.
Yeah. Hey,
By accident.
crazy,
Just
bro.
kept writing. I will write every single day. Stream of conscious, write into a writing session. Stream of conscious, writing session. Then I'll go through my editing, and I'll just start sifting and sorting. And before I knew it, man, I started asking myself, okay, military's coming up. What's next? What's the next chapter?
Yeah. Here we are.
Then that's when I came up with this this idea at first of being a world-renowned writer. I wanted to master the art of poetry. I wanted to master all forms of creative expression, and I wanted to start that with just getting published in the literary world.
Word.
So that's the experiences that went into it, and it was completely by accident. There was no conceptualization.
Yeah.
There was no forward thinking. It just happened because I needed to get everything that was creating so much chaos in here onto something.
I feel that, bro, for real. You know, couple things that I took away from what you just presented to us. It definitely resonates with me that I feel like both of us could say we weren't the most complete version of ourselves. Like we were somewhat, we were ourselves, but we weren't whole. Like, it was a large piece of us that was like being withheld from the world for a long period of time. So that definitely something I can relate to. Also, the practice of meditation, bro. It's like our spiritual journeys were aligned at the perfect time because right around the time that we started like our regular communication again and started, sharing our art with each other again, I started getting into the practice of meditation, man. Like I was privy to it through other people, and I finally decided to try it, and it's something that's a part of my daily life now, man. And I started using the Calm app, almost a year ago now, and it's something I use every day now. It helps me with anxiety. It offers very positive messages every day. So it's become a part of my daily life and definitely an important part of my spiritual journey. So how's meditation been for you? How did you come across that, and how did it become a part of your life?
Yeah, man. So shout out to you, man. I know when we were, like you said, our spiritual journey kind of converged, and we started opening the dialogue and getting real deep into our spiritual discussions. One thing we know how to realize from that, we're both interested in meditation. We're both trying to figure out how to do this and how to make this part of our daily routine.
For sure.
And for a while, I was doing it, by myself, independently, self-guided. And I remember when you told me about the Calm app, and I was like, you know what? I do need a little accountability. Yeah. I need some accountability. So thank you so much for introducing me to that. I use it just about every day. I think I'm on like a 7-8 day streak right now, so I'm trying to keep it alive.
Yeah, yes indeed.
It does for me, like you said the anxiety. Well, I have some deep seated aching anxiety. And I have to do the Calm app, if not every day, at least every other day. And it's at a place now to where not only does it help with my anxiety, it helps me reduce the symptoms of my depression and sometimes of my combat stress. But what it does for me is that it keeps me at a pace where I can follow my heart, follow my mind, follow my values. This world is too fast, man. It's too fast.
very fast food society, man.
You want to slow down.
Yeah.
There's just so much velocity
Yeah.
going on around us. And so to keep me grounded, to keep me on my path and not looking right or looking left and seeing somebody else. That's what I love about meditation, is that it slows down. It also reminds me that I'm just a small piece.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's what I love the most about meditation, is that it makes me, I surrender to the fact that I am just, that I'm non-consequential in this universe. And it's so vast and robust.
Yeah.
That you got to be able to connect and have the sensibility for everything else, humanity, plants, trees.
Yeah, absolutely.
Animals.
Yeah.
You have to be tapped in. If you're not tapped in with that, you're not going to be tapped in with yourself.
Yeah. Higher self, man.
You're interconnected with the universe. And so that's what I love about meditation, and that's what I get the most out of it. It humbles me, and it extends my gratitude to life, to humanity, to being here.
100%.
Walking and breathing.
Yeah, I like that. Another thing that I took away from what you said earlier was how the project for you happened by accident, and that's also something I can relate to. Like the way this whole creative journey started for me was it started with the Tudope for TV channel, which I created in January of 2020, 2 years ago, bro. And it just happened, during the time of the pandemic. When that was first starting, I had so much art that I had created that I was just sitting on and doing nothing with. So, in that time of isolation and quarantine and just being to myself, it kind of really helped me tap into that creative space and finding a way to present this art that I'd already created to the world. And like I said, it started with the Tudope for TV channel. I did this visual called Calm Before, and I did that centered around the Project Storm, which was my first real album that I put out into the world in that way. So yeah, this all started for me a few years ago, man, and like I said, it happened by accident. Like I wouldn't say I'm grateful or thankful for COVID happening, but that's something that came out of it. I'll put it that way. That's something, because you have to, in all the bad that happens, you have to take something good away from it. So, I was able to create some beautiful art during that time period that has transitioned me just into this creative space that I've been in these past couple of years, just creating a number of projects, working with different artists, and just finally being open and being willing to share it with the masses and with the world, man. So, like I said, that's something I relate to, what you saying that yours happened by accident, man.
Yeah, so when you as we were all going through COVID,
Yeah.
what was different about your approach to creativity and your approach to being creative?
I'm gonna give you
In the past.
I'm gonna give you I haven't even told this to I don't think I've said this out loud before, bro. The entire Project Storm, Calm Before, I did that all on an iPhone. I didn't even use a laptop or anything for that. Like all of that, from the visual art, the visual concepts, the music, I did that all on an iPhone. I had some music that was previously recorded in the studio setting, and what I did was by use of samples, using sites and different ways, I was able to mesh the samples with the music that I had already created. And I did this all on an iPhone. The visual effects, I recorded everything on the iPhone. So that is how the COVID, the pandemic thing, that's how it changed me creatively, because very limited resources, I was able to create something amazing, man. Some of my favorite work that I've ever created.
You know what? So So what I gather from that is that even in a resource situation that you're still able to find creative ways.
Navigated through it, man.
Yeah.
Navigated through it. Yeah, so like to me, like Storm is my baby. You know, this Clear project, I will definitely say is my it's my best art. It's my best work lyrically, conceptually is my best work. But Storm is my baby because that's the first one, man. And I remember the process and how that project was born. Like I was in the cut, isolated, away from everybody. Like can't even really go outside like that. Can't go in parties, public settings, but like can't really experience that way of life. So I just, man, I really love that project and it's very near and dear to me. But I think that this Clear project, I'm pretty confident in saying this is my best work. It's my favorite. I love it, man. But Storm is gonna be that's my baby forever, man. Yeah. We didn't know. Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. And the creative process was very different for this Clear project also because Storm, I produced that project entirely myself. Like I did all the sounds on there. Of course, I did all the rapping on there. I didn't have any collaborations outside of the interlude, which was a sample. But yeah, with this new project, I actually locked in with one producer for the entire project outside of myself, and created a very concise sound it's just very consistent, and the way it flows is it's seamless and effortless, man. So that was pretty dope, and to bring someone else into my world, you know, with my lyrics and using a sound outside of my own. So that's what made this Clear project special, man. Do you have anything creatively that you would like to pursue in the upcoming future?
Yeah, I mean that question is a broad question because there's so much that I want to create.
Yeah.
But
like
I think essentially I just want to have a strong foundation. I want to have a strong body of work, I should say, a strong body of work of poetry books. Like that is my aim. My aim is to create a very diverse, emotionally evocative body of work of poetry. And I think too, like, another thing that I would like to do creatively is that I would like to start writing for different outlets.
Word.
I believe that I'm inspired by James Baldwin. He's one of my very dearest historical writers that I still study, still read.
Yeah.
And one thing I've learned about Audrey Lorde and Langston Hughes, and the list goes on. So Nora Hurston, and is that not only did they create these literary works, these books, these novels, but they did a lot of expository type writing. I know that's something that you and I were going to talk about, the essays, the creative essays. Like that's, I want to have a strong body of that too.
Okay.
You know, I want to pick a theme, pick a topic, pick a subject, and really just get to maybe that spark conversation that spark more of a
Dialogue, yeah.
creatives and artists,
Uh-huh.
Between family members,
Yeah.
those in the black community. And, I think for me it's just continuously to find ways to put my writing out there.
Word.
Finding different ways. If there's another avenue, I want to take it.
Yeah, yeah, bro. I wanted to say, man, there's so many avenues and lanes with writing, bro. Like you got someone like Kobe Bryant who wrote Dear Basketball, and he presented that in like the in his form of saying I'm retiring. Like he wrote that in that way, and then you got someone like Kendrick Lamar who's a Pulitzer Prize winner. Like as a rapper, as an artist, like he's a Pulitzer Prize winner for his writing. So it's so many different lanes and avenues with writing, man. So I know you're gonna blossom in that space, man. I'm really excited to watch the journey that you're on, man.
For sure. Man. I mean, as we're talking and as we are sharing in this space, my second book is almost done.
Yeah, you've been working.
I'm in the midst of promoting my first book right now.
Yeah.
Promoting process and marketing. But literally my second book is about 70% done.
Yeah. Working. I love it, man. I love it because I'm working too, my guy. Like going to November, I dropped earlier today, and then I'm gonna take some time away from creating. Take a few months to myself. Focus on my spiritual journey, my growth, my personal growth, and sobriety. Focusing on sobriety, man, and just creating positive change. And then November gets here, I'll be ready to release my project Clear. But yeah.
That's gonna be a very epic, final rah.
Yeah, man. Yeah. I've done it in like we were talking about.
You say you want to work on your spiritual. You want to work on spiritual development.
Yeah.
Spiritual journey. Anything specific? Specifically. Milestones, particular areas that you want to focus on.
In a spiritual way, I do want to. You know what? I want to get into yoga, bro. I'm interested in getting into yoga. Me taking time away from music and creating in that way is gonna open up, more opportunities for other things that I haven't done before. So yoga is something I definitely wanna tap into. Traveling more, of course, and I don't think I'm gonna stop writing entirely. I may do some journaling during this time. So yeah, I'll be doing more of that kind of writing, just not writing music or writing any form of art. So yeah, that's what I want to do during that time, man. And just long term, as far as like goals, what the end goal is, man. Like really want to create like we've talked about this before, like the cloud, man, with everything under it, with the film company that I want to create, and I want to utilize that to give opportunities to other creatives and other artists to present their vision and their art to the world. So that's the long term for me. This Storm Story Store website, I want to keep using that to present my vision and my art to the world. And I want to keep doing things like this, man. These kind of exchanges with other creatives and other artists. I really appreciate this, bro.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, I think as creators, as artists, however you want to classify yourself, if you are in a creative space, no matter what your specialty of artistry is, I think it is beneficial when we have these type of dialogues, and we have a space to share our creative processes.
Yeah.
To share our projects, to share what went into it.
Facts.
To share the experiences, and I think, because you and I, we both watch, different podcasts, listen to different podcasts, and, athletes are uniting. They're talking about sports and athletics.
Yeah.
You got comedians that are united, talking about the stand-up comedy circuit.
Facts.
The grit that you have to have and the hustle. There's so many different outlets out there that's exchanging based off of what they do as an occupation or a profession.
Yeah.
And I just think that being a creator / being an artist needs to be more, man.
Yeah.
It needs to be more. It needs to
Yeah.
be more. You know, and I appreciate you bringing me on from part of my heart and doing this, because this is something I talk about in that essay that I wrote called The Creative Process, which is a 21st century version of James Baldwin wrote in 1962. He wrote about the creative process too. Something that no one is really describing, spelling out, even trying to get to the nitty-gritty is, what does it take to make something? What does it take to paint a picture? What does it take to write a book? And to make music like you do? And I think, you know, he addressed that very well in the creative process. And so what I wanted to do, what I was just kind of use some practical language, because he's a very eloquent speaker, an eloquent writer. And so I wanted to literally spell it out. Like, the creative process is this, and this.
Yeah.
It's not all inclusive, obviously. We're all different. We all have, you know, culturally,
Facts.
environmentally, we're just different. But I think there's some core things that goes into being a creative, being consistent, being disciplined as a creative, just like what it goes into being a star-studded athlete on the court or on the field.
Yeah,
I think there's some core ingredients that you can always add to your to the composition of your character.
Yeah.
And so I love this, man. I love everything. I'm glad that you are setting something up for this, man, because we need to share, we need to exchange. We're not going to get better if we just stay in our own cage.
Yeah.
We have a tendency to isolate.
Yeah.
You know, we have a tendency to just...
Strength in numbers, man. We stronger together. Strength in numbers, man. We stronger together. But yeah, what I don't want to take up too much of your time, bro. I wanted to allow you the opportunity to share any plug any of your current work, your podcast. You want to plug that, you want to plug your IG, and we can go ahead and wrap this up. I appreciate you calling in, my brother.
Yeah, respect, man. Respect. Like I said, gratitude for having me on here. Gratitude for blessing me with the ability to be to share my life, share my world on your first episode of this, man. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
What you're doing is magnificent. I love what you're doing. I love your music. I love the videography. When you get into videography, loving that as well. Can't wait to see what else is in store for you.
Much obliged.
In my corner, I have the book, The Depths Below. Came out on Juneteenth. It is it's a prose poetry piece that basically chronicles and my process from identity crisis to crystallization of knowledge, wisdom, and truth. And so this is me going through literally a crisis.
Yeah. That's dope.
When you know better, you do better.
Yeah.
But I have that, my Instagram, is always underscore gracefully imperfect, and the link in the bio would take you to everything.
Word.
Click on that link, it would take you to our website, where I also have a life coaching program called Life Wellness Advocacy, where we provide, we are advocates for your growth and your development, for the odyssey of your life. And we also, I display some poetry on there. I display my essays on there. I display the podcast. The podcast is called Gracefully Imperfect.
Word.
Listen, or wherever you listen to your podcast, that's where you can get it. In the big three, Google, Spotify, Apple.
Yeah.
It's all there. Twice a week. Poetic Prose Monday and Friday is normally a critical inquiry where we take a question, take a subject, take a topic, and we try to get to the depths of its meaning.
For sure.
So, but yeah, that's what's going on for me. Podcast, website, Instagram, book.
Yeah.
So just stay on the lookout. If I'm trying to connect with as many people as I can, so I can expand the message, expand my reach, and hopefully I can touch one person.
Absolutely, my brother. Hey, the alignment is gonna happen, man. The same way we were aligned, we're gonna continue to align with people that's meant to be a part of our creative journeys, bro. So, I want to go ahead and wrap this up. Clear FM, I appreciate you calling in, my brother. Gracefully Imperfect, man. Appreciate you calling in. Go ahead and get out of here. Going to November. Dropped today, 27th, man. Tap in.
I'm gonna listen to it, man. I'm glad I'm listening to it. You sent me the link. I'm gonna listen to that whole joint. I'm going upstairs. I don't know if you can't see my headphones. It's charging back there.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put my AirPods Max on.
Yeah. Catch a vibe, bro. I think you'll enjoy the project, and we'll chop it up later, my brother.
For sure. Thank you for having me.
All right, bro. Peace out.